I think I accidentally made it. There we go. Let's see. I think we finished our first day in court. And we've learned that Hachi, Tobias, is in fact not blind. And is the one guiding Lammy around because she's the one that's blind. Oh, I just got an alert of some kind. No idea what it was for. Anyways, so yeah. I'm not really sure what this next day is going to be about, but let's check it out. Where did I save it? Is it at 1? No. Oh, I think I saved it at 1 and 2. Alright. July 9th, 2:12 p.m. Right. Anything agency. Hey, Apollo! What? Well, you know, actually, nothing. I mean, something, or maybe not. Out with it! The suspense is giving me an ulcer. Well, you know the trial today? I was thinking, if you gave it a score, what score would you give it? Score? Gee. I guess I would, or maybe, well? Bah! I'm just as bad as you. See? It's so vague. Clearly. Machi avoided a guilty verdict, which is something. Though I can't say I'm any less confused about the case. I asked Interpol about that number. I'm sure you'll find their answer intriguing. IPXX314206. The agent registered under this number was Romain Latousse. And the victim, Mr. Latousse, who would have guessed he was actually an undercover Interpol agent? What a mess. And we don't have any idea what he was investigating. Well, true, but we know who shot him now. Lammy told the whole court. Wait, that voice just now. It was him, I'm sure of it. That voice I heard talking to Mr. Latousse when I heard the gunshots fired. It was him! It was Mr. Darien! It's another mystery, Apollo. I love mysteries. I don't. Speaking of mysteries, what's Mr. Wright up to? I wouldn't mind asking his opinion. Now that you mention it, I haven't seen Daddy around. What, is he some kind of stray that just wanders in and out at will? I wouldn't say that, but he has been going out a lot. Give me 1 second. Alright, well. Okay. Some top secret mission, he said. Top secret? Anyway, you can't just rely on him to save the day. And you've got me to help you. We'll be fine. Fine. Right. Fine. Right. Well, time's a-wasting, as they say. Let's investigate. That's the spirit. Darien did it. Lammy dropped a bomb in court today. It was Darien. Lammy said she'd never forgotten a voice, right? That's so cool. I guess. What's that called again? Elephant ears? I bet that's what they're called. Somehow, I don't think that means what you think it means. And she has to be wrong this time. Wrong? Why? I mean, look. Those gunshots were right during the concert. That's right. I was burning up the dance floor at the time. Right. Did you happen to look up on stage? Maybe at Darien even? You bet I did. He's one of the guitarist after all. He's so cool. Oh, right. All the Governors have a rock-solid alibi. He couldn't have shot Mr. Latouche backstage. But Lammy heard him, didn't she? She heard Darian backstage, right? Somebody's either wrong or lying very badly here. Agent Latouche. An Interpol agent. I was wondering, what is Interpol anyway? Huh? Interpol? They're the guys who catch international criminals. Why can't they just call them International Police instead of making up some silly name? Yeah, anyway, you think he was investigating Lammy? What? Why would anyone do that? She's not a criminal. She couldn't be. Don't be fooled by appearances is all I'm saying. But remember, I'm a magician, Apollo. I can spot a palmed coin at 50 paces. If only it were that easy. In any case, we know he was working on something. I wonder if it was something that has something to do with something. That something being our case. The last something, I mean. Something like that. Frankly, the whole thing is making my head hurt. What was Mr. Latouche up to? Oh, I didn't mean to click on that. Trucy, was that another one of your tricks? It wasn't me. I can't even make Mr. Hat laugh like that. Whoa, hello. Wherever the mundane gives way to miracles, a world is whispered. Grammary, something. Grandma. Hey, the other day. I think it's grammary. We didn't just imagine that, did we? He was wearing a silk hat. A friend of yours? Hardly. We meet again! Nice to meet you. Who are you? And could you please stop smirking like that? It's you! Uncle Valance! Uncle Valance? He's your uncle? No, silly. It's the great Grammary. Valance Grammary. The Grand Magician. Yes, it is I, the great Valance Grammary, as seen on television. And could you please stop smirking like that? It's been a while, Miss Trucy. 7 years to be exact. My, how you've grown. Good to see you again, Uncle Valance. You look exactly the same. I hate to intrude, but what is a great magician doing paying us a visit? I believe it was you who wished to see me. So be quick with your questions. And do not quail, quake, or quiver. I am quite tame. Though my stardom may sear the sight, I'm quite down to earth when need calls. He does have a certain aura to him, it's true. Let's ask him about the case, Apollo. His aura sure isn't lost on our magician in the making. She's practically drooling with enthusiasm. After all, Uncle Valance is one of Daddy's best friends. That's why I call him Uncle. What? Daddy? You mean Mr. Wright? No, I mean my real daddy. Trucy's real father? Hey, Troop Grammary. Troop Grandma. Wait, Apollo. Don't tell me you don't know about Troop Grammary. Oh, there goes Grammary. I guess I'm saying it right. Troop Grammary? Troop Grammary, huh? No. But it doesn't sound... But it does sound kind of familiar. Oh, lost life! Lamentably listless lad! What? To not know the greatest troop of magicians on the planet. Valiant Grammary. The name began to surface in my mind. It was a name I'd heard on television as a child. You bet you've heard the name. He made a cruise ship disappear and blew up an amusement park. Oh, and he made all this gold disappear from a safe and then escaped from a high-security prison. You said he's a magician? I opened the locks to Hearts Chained by Mediocrity. This is the true miracle of Troop Grammary. Wait. What Apollo? There it is. I do remember seeing you on television a long time ago. Weren't you with someone else? Like, a duo? A duo? Yeah, you had a partner. Something Grammary. Yes, Zack. Zack Grammary. A masterful maker of magic. A capable crafter of shining showmanship. Why is everyone so quiet? Daddy. Daddy? Huh? Oh, no way. Trucy's father. Once upon a time, the Troop Grammary included 2 grand magicians. Myself, Valiant Grammary, and my partner, Zack Grammary. And this Zack was... he was my real daddy. Trucy's father, a magician. I guess it makes sense. I had no idea. There wasn't much point in talking about it. Not now that he's gone. Oh, I'm sorry. No, it's okay. I'm not lonely. I've got my daddy after all. And you make me laugh, Apollo. I'm glad that I'm good for comic relief at least. Not that I see daddy around much these days. I've been remiss in remembering my reasons for my visit. Reasons? 2, in fact. The first being, of course, to see you, Miss Trucy. You don't know how happy I am to see you again, Uncle Valiant. I'm sure you are. Not one for modesty, are you? When I encountered you at the Colosseum, the first time in 7 years, I could fain contain my emotions. I wept oceans. And to learn you now defend that poor pianist, that blinded boy. 'Twas a hot topic of talk amongst the staff, you know. And defend him you did. Well, it wasn't all my doing. I'm his defense attorney, actually. My other reason for coming here today was this. That's a videotape? Quite so, a recording of the concert, no less. I've brought it for you, Trucy, on behalf of Troop Grammary. Will you watch it? I'll sing it in her native tongue. I've already had to say this like 8 times, so I'm not gonna say the lyrics anymore. I like how you can see him in the background trying to put the fire out. Wow, it's almost as good as it was live. So, what's the word? Mysterious? There are more mysterious things in her song going on. Way more mysterious. This Valiant Gramarye has good reasons to be here today, but I wonder what his reasons were to be at that concert. Alright, so we have the videotape. Oh, we can't talk to him anymore? I want to show you something. What's this? You would ask me for a miracle? Free of fee? Then thy wish be granted, thy will be done, thy evidence evicted into the ether. Ack! No evicting, please! Are all magicians like this, I wonder? So I was wondering, that stunt in the middle of the song there, I didn't see a stunt. What about Lammy vanishing and reappearing? Oh, that... I guess I'm so used to seeing that happen I didn't even notice. So young to be so jaded. A simple sleight of hand, a petite prestidig... What? Prestidigitation. A modicum of magic from me to you. So that's why you were at the concert. Yes. I was there to watch my trick take to the air. So you're the one who knows how it was all done. Of course! I am like a deity with the stage as my domain. I suffer no mystery upon those floodlight boards, not grasped tightly twixt my fingers. It is a potent, primeval power I possess. Well, do you think you could tell me how it was done? Hey now! Trucy? That's like totally against the rules, Apollo. Not during a murder investigation, it's not. May non? For my illusions are mine alone, monsieur. Also what? Recall that the terrible occurrence happened later. Well, after my illusion entranced the audience. Oh. Don't even ask. I won't answer. Too bad for you, Apollo. Grr, whose side are you on? I, Valiant Gramarye, now make my leave, Miss Trucy. There's no need to rush, Uncle Valiant. You should stay a while. And listen. I'm afraid I cannot. I may not. I shall not. I've been asked to assist with an analysis, and so I shall slink back to the scene. So, you'll be at the concert venue today? Correct! If you would call on me, come to the Coliseum. See you later, crocodile. With a whirl of his cloak and a wink of his eye, he turned to walk through the door, normally. Well, there you go, Apollo. Let's get cracking. Right. Valiant Gramarye. I've got a few more things to ask him. Foremost among them, that bit of magic that made Lammy disappear. And now he knows... and how he knows Trucy and her real father. Well, he was in a troupe with her father. Didn't you just say that? Let's go to the detention center. July 9th, detention center visitor's room. Machi may not be guilty, but he's still a suspect. But they don't have any decisive evidence. Yeah, but only someone as small as him could have gotten out of that room. Right, the air vent. And he lied. Lied? Machi Tobias can see. ... Ah, Machi. Speak of the devil. He looks like he's doing okay. I forget, why did we come here? It's not like we can talk to him or anything. Words are overrated. Feelings are what matter, Apollo. It's kind of hard to build a court case on feelings. But since we're here anyway, might as well get what I want to say off my chest. If you need someone to complain to, I'll listen. I think she's actually worried for me. The trial today. So, what did you think of the trial today? Phew, I'm glad he doesn't understand English after all. If he did, he would have been scared out of his mind by that trial. Hey, all is well that ends well. You had to be more goal-oriented. If he's not guilty, we win. No, if he's innocent, we win. Machi might not understand English, but I bet he gets that better than you do. Huh? My bracelet? I'm glad Lammy testified. What a great person. She even got Machi off the hook by naming another suspect. Darien of the Gaviners, the detective. I wonder if Machi knows what happened. I mean, if he could follow how the trial went at all, if no one told him there's a new suspect, how would he know? Hey, what is it, Apollo? No, it's nothing. I must be imagining it. Imagining what, Apollo? It's just, I couldn't help but feel that, I don't know, Machi. He doesn't understand what we're saying, right? How could he? He's a young Borginian. He doesn't speak English. Yeah, but my bracelet is reacting to him. Huh? Maybe it's malfunctioning. Or it's scared because you keep making those I'm so mad faces. Was I that bad? Machi lied about not being able to see. But what if that's not all he lied about? If you're curious about it, there's only one thing to do. You should ask him. I think it'll take something big to get to him. Some kind of undeniable evidence. We'll be back, Machi. Machi's eyesight. So, Machi, you can see, right? Machi can see and Lammy can't. The whole world's gone topsy-turvy. Sorry, Apollo. I don't think we're going to get any information out of Machi. Which makes sense. Yeah, I guess it does. Can we present the bracelet? Oh, it's not in my inventory. I guess we have to go to the Colosseum first. July 9th, Sunshine Coliseum. Woo! What a great day! It's perfect weather for sleuthing. The weather matters for an investigation? Don't Sundays just feel like magic days or defense days? Sure. Let's get started, shall we? Right on! Show us your stuff, Apollo. What stuff? Your voice training. This is the perfect place for it. I did enough at home, thanks. Aw, there's no need to be shy. Keep that up and you'll never make it on the big stage. I'm happy in the courtroom, thank you. I'm a lawyer. Then you're in luck, because it's lawyer weather today. Don't you just want to face the blue sky and shout, "Objection!" Look, the weather has nothing to do with lawyers. Let's get going already. Let's look around. Is that a blue badger with balloons? It is. What's that creature there? Oh, that's the police mascot, the blue badger. It's life-size! Haven't you seen them around town, patrolling the streets? Yes, now even Law and Order has a mascot. I'd run from that thing, even if I wasn't a criminal. Why does its head wobble like that when it walks? It's freaky. I don't think you're showing true Blue Badger spirit, Apollo. Look, a blimp! Those balloons next to it have ad banners on them. Let's see. Big sale, all shirts 50% off. Spirit. Oh, it's an ad for the department store next door. Hey, Ranpuma, how are you doing? I guess this is the Coliseum. Sunshine Coliseum sure is living up to its name today. It's huge! And Mr. Gavin got to play on that enormous stage. I'm so jealous. Someday I'll fight my first battle on this stage. Battle? Well, yeah. It's a Coliseum, isn't it? They don't do gladiatorial contests at these places anymore, Trucy. Really? I had no idea. I wonder why they stopped. Sometimes I worry about her. I guess there's really nothing else to look at. Look, a massive sign for the Guilty as Charged tour. A giant prosecutor Gavin stares out over the arena. Ooh, maybe I can take it to the office when they're done with it. Where would we put it? You couldn't even get that thing through the front door. Then I'll put it outside. I bet it'd be good for business. Just as long as no one comes expecting us to prosecute. Well, if anyone comes looking for a concert, leave it to me. Is this part of some weird twisted plan of hers to make her singing debut, I wonder? I think that's all there is here. There's really nothing to do here. July 9th, backstage hallway. Oh, it's Lammy. Ah, Mr. Attorney. Lammy! I'm sorry about today. There's nothing you need to apologize for. You were merely defending Machi. Are you okay? Alone, I mean. Humans are blessed with 5 senses. Even robbed of one, we get by. Though it does make being a witness rather difficult. I guess so. Speaking of seeing, you knew who we were before we spotted you just now. And we weren't even talking. I heard your footsteps several times the day before. Oh, you must have great ears. Ears that heard the crime taking place. Or so she claimed yesterday, but how? Let us speak with her and figure it out. The voice. Well, that was quite a statement you made today in court. About hearing Darian Crescen's voice at the scene of the crime. I did not know his name, but I never forget a voice. Wait! Lammy? Is something the matter? That voice just now. It was him! I'm sure of it! No way! As I said in court, I was on my way backstage from the stage. That's when I heard his voice. I'm guessing Darian and Mr. Latouche were talking about something? The next moment I heard those gunshots. Why didn't you call security? To be honest, though the noise was quite frightening, I never imagined the gunshots might be real. And I was in quite a hurry myself. I left the scene at once. So it really was Darian's voice that she heard. Yeah. At least she certainly thinks it was. Machi. Hachi. Machi. I met Machi before my debut as Lammy. I was singing in a restaurant in Borginia, and he was playing the piano? Yes. He was very kind to me when he learned I could not see. Is that when you started playing opposites? With Machi pretending he couldn't see? No, it wasn't then. That began after our major debut, after I became known as the landscape painter in sound. It must have been tough for Machi, pretending he couldn't see, and all the while acting as your eyes. We held hands always. He would write with his finger on my palm to signal to me things I should know. He's a smart, gentle boy. I think I see what she's getting at. Machi would never harm his soul. Mr. Latouche. About Mr. Latouche. Ah, yes. He was an Interpol agent, I hear. So, you had an idea? No, you had no idea? Of course not. No one did. I guess that's what it means to be undercover. But someone was after him. They had to know who he really was. Why did he pose as my manager? I do not understand. You have no idea? I can only assume that he was investigating me. But why? What makes you think that? Perhaps it is not so, but I cannot deny the possibility. Because of my condition, as my present is veiled in darkness, so too is my past clouded from memory. Clouded. Right. Darkness. The darkness that I fear is not the darkness that I see whenever I open my eyes. The real darkness lies in my heart. In your heart? I have no memory of the time before I became Lammy. I awoke from darkness into darkness, you might say. I was singing in a restaurant those days. What was it that she said about not being able to remember the light? I do not know my past. Perhaps I committed some terrible crime in my past. Everything before becoming Lammy is lost to me. But I don't think you... I can think of no other explanation. Why else would an agent of Interpol approach me? Do you think your past might be related to this case? No way. That seems really unlikely to me. I mean, you're such a sweet person, Lammy. I thank you. Machi too tells me this often when I fear I'm who I might have been. Alright. I'll just show her things. I don't know if she can see them. Do you think you could tell me about this? Sorry, but my information about the outside world is somewhat limited. I only know what I have heard or felt. Maybe that explains why she didn't react when I showed her stuff the other day. She was still pretending she could see then. Let's see, what do you have to say about this sex tape? I mean, the tape of the performance yesterday. We took a look at your performance again. It was even better the second time. Thank you. That reminds me. That was an incredible illusion you pulled off. Illusion? When you teleported from one stage to the other, remember? Ah, yes. Apparently they hired a professional magician. Valant Gramarye. I was wondering, do you think you could tell us how it was done? I'm afraid I cannot. Mr. Gramarye made me swear to never tell a soul. I was afraid of that. Hard to be a magician if you can't keep a secret, you know. I'm reminded that I wish to speak to you about something. Yes? When I was walking this hallway before, I stumbled upon a small device of some kind. It was lying on the floor. Device? Maybe you mean this? That's been lying there since the day before yesterday. Might I touch it? I thought as much. What? What did you think? This is one of our headsets. Everyone on staff wears one during a concert. I wonder whose this is. We use it for communication. It would be quite inconvenient should it go missing. We'll hold on to it for you then. We'll give it to Prosecutor Gavin when we see him. Yes, that's best. Thank you. So, can I put it on? Gross! Wipe it down first or something. Attached? I'm not some kind of robot, Apollo. Everyone on staff was wearing one of these headsets. This might warrant some further inquiry. Why did she say that? Did I miss, like, some text? let's look at it. Ugh. Look at all the earwax. No, there's not. 10-4, that little buddy. This is Trixie reporting in. Over. Why the sudden silence? No one answered. Don't be silly. What good is a receiver that doesn't receive? That's like Emma not performing forensic investigations. You make her sound like she's some kind of forensic investigation machine. Which is just silly. Unless she's a super high-tech android that runs on snackoos. Oh, that's just the microphone. I mean, I knew it was the microphone, but I thought maybe that... I thought those lines here were, fingerprints. They're not. Is it the same thing? Yeah, okay. Okay, I guess that's all we're getting out of that. Oh, she already had the conversation with us. Alright, what else do you want to talk to me about? Whoops. Presents! Can I ask you about this headset, Lammy? You said that all concert staff were wearing one? That's correct. You need them to communicate across such a large stage. Everyone on the staff had one, of course. And all of the band members, too, I should think. So Prosecutor Gavin and his lackeys had them on, too, then. They're quite helpful, though limited. They only work within 30 feet or so. After all, they're only for use on stage, and a stronger signal would interfere with the sound system. That makes sense. You'd think someone would notice if they dropped their only communications lifeline. So why was this one lying here? Do you think you could tell me about this? I'm sorry, but my information about the outside world is somewhat limited. Okay. Take a look at this picture. Do you know how to use a soundboard? I'm sure she's great with a soundboard. Here, get your fingerprints all over this weapon. Alright, I think that's everything. There's something else to talk about? Let's look around. Oh, we picked up the headpiece now. That would be the Blue Badger, the police mascot. There's a guy outside in a giant Blue Badger costume lumbering about. He stands out even more than those Gaviner's posters. It's all the same. He's the band mascot too, you know. I can't picture Prosecutor Gavin going for that kind of thing. Neither can I. I'll bet there's a story there that's just waiting to be told. Looks like an instrument case. A big instrument case. There's a great magic trick you can do. Oh, we've seen this text. Alright, I don't think there's anything new. Let's go in the Gaviner's dressing room first. Is there anything different? I don't think there's anything different. The Red Badger. I don't think there's anything different. July 9th, Lammy's dressing room. Munch, munch, munch. Uh-oh. There's only one person I know who can munch with such venom. Snackoos. What are you doing here? Hello, Emma. You're looking as grumpy as ever. Oh, am I supposed to be happy? You give me the 2nd degree in court, and Prosecutor Gavin makes me look like a fool. You're talking about the bloodstain Mr. Latouche left. My department chief had a field day with that one. Even a blind person could see the shooter wasn't blind. Funny guy, huh? But that bloodstain helped uncover the biggest mystery of all. Now we know that Mr. Latouche was really with Interpol. We wouldn't have found that out without you. I suppose. Maybe that's why the chief gave me these after he was finished chewing me out. Said it was my reward. Are chocolate snackoos popular down at the precinct or something? Munch, munch, munch. I was hoping we could check out the crime scene again. Be my guest. You're not going to find any clues in here. Though I did find something strange. Something strange? What is it? Trial today. I met my embarrassment quota for the year, that's for sure. Well, that's a good thing, isn't it? How? I mean, think about it. Now you don't have to be embarrassed about anything else all year. If only it worked that way. It just bugs me to think that the little kid outsmarted me. And it makes him even more suspicious now that we know he can see. He could have seen the air duct, and he could have shot that revolver. But that's not how it sounded in Lammy's testimony. You mean her saying she heard Detective Darian's voice at the scene? That's right. Why can't we have a normal, straightforward killing once in a while in this country? I'll pretend I didn't hear that. Let's see. Was it true what you said in court today? You know, about the case. About how everything was happening according to those song lyrics. The guitar serenade, you mean? I found the link, you know. Oh, come on. First, Prosecutor Gavin's heart-shaped keyring was stolen. Then Lemmy flew through the air. Prosecutor Gavin's guitar caught on fire. And then in the end, a bullet took Mr. Latouche's life. And he went up into the sky with a guitar. Well, 30 feet up at least. I swear this is like the 5th time I've read this. The same with the siren flashback. It is kind of hard to chalk it up to coincidence. I know. And I found it. You think the same person did all of this? Don't ask me, I didn't do it. Neither did I. I couldn't fit through that air vent anyway. What? You all think I did it? Sometimes I worry about that girl. Something strange. So, what did you find? It's so little I must have passed over it yesterday. I found it under the sofa. What is it? It's a bomb! Part of some device, I think. I haven't a clue what. The bit sticking out from the end looks familiar, so I had it examined. Turns out it's an antenna. Oh, like on a Beetle? Like on a cell phone. Oh, when cell phones had antennas. I totally forgot about that. This device must use an electronic signal of some sort. An electronic signal, you say? Can I see it? Did they add it? No. Let us present things to you, please. You know, you're a bit like Mr. Wright. He always carried his badge around too. Huh? I think he did it so he'd never forget who he was or his duty as a defender. Something like that. Pretty noble, really. I guess there really isn't a need for me to carry this around. Though it seems to have made a decent impression. Why did they have to commit their crime according to the song? It seems like it'd be more trouble than it's worth. Maybe they were trying to throw off the investigation. That's certainly possible, but risky, don't you think? Just carrying someone as big as Mr. Latouche would be tough enough. She may be a snacking fiend, but sometimes she actually makes some sense. Do you think you could take a look at this, Emma? Munch, 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 munch. Emma? Oh, munch, 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 munch. Her rate of chewing is increasing. Let her back off before it's too late. That's an Interpol issue revolver, right? Which means it belonged to Mr. Latouche. You must have had it to begin with. Sounds that way. So, if it was Machi, are we saying Machi stole it from Mr. Latouche? Now, that's really hard to imagine him doing. It's really hard to imagine him shooting it and not being, you know, injured in some way. Whatever, nobody's really bringing that up. Munch, 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 munch. It's making me hungry. Which reminds me, I've got a huge pot of spaghetti in the other room. Oh, in the kitchen, really. Whenever I made it, I wasn't very hungry, so I just had a small plate, but now I'm starving. Alright, that's all that she'll talk to us about. Did it unlock any text? Nope. Or dialogue? Let's look around. There's the brooch. Can we eat the fruit now? Look, it's fruit! Fruit, Apollo! Fruit! I heard you the first time! It sure is a lot of fruit. I doubt anyone would miss a bit of watermelon. I know! I'll make it I'll make it vanish into my stomach! You better not. They might make you pay for it. And if you have the money for that, you should probably repaint the office first. Watermelons are that expensive? Shrug. These could have been imported from some exotic locale for all we know. Let's look at the vent. That's the air vent with Machi Tobias's fingerprints. What's with the frown? Can't the girl frown anymore? Is that a crime? Ah! No, of course not. I just meant... Machi Tobias's fingerprints are on that air vent. Why would his fingerprints be there if he wasn't the shooter? It's not a question I want to have to answer in court. Hey, wipe that frown off your face. One stick in the mud per crime scene, please. I guess girls can frown, but defense attorneys can't. Can't a girl frown? What's wrong with you? What kind of conversation did we just have? Are we gonna look at the flowers, or is it the stepladder? Shooter must have used that to climb to the air vent. The flowers? All this tragedy because someone left a stepladder here. I don't think Mr. Latouche was shot because of the ladder. You think it was Machi? I guess that air vent is pretty small after all. Does that prove he was at the scene? Did he escape in the time between the gunshots and us opening the door? What's this? That's one of those permanent dryers you see in hair salons. Is that what they're really called? Permanent dryers? Do I look like a beautician? I just know they dry your hair and give you a permanent. It just doesn't sound very glamorous, you know? Okay, how about a permachine? Or you could go more simple like permer. This isn't a bad game, thinking up official names for things. Not that it makes the name actually official or anything. Permers. Oh, are they this thing? that what I was looking at? Look, the carpet's been torn up here. That's the part we did the it's luminol testing it on in court. Lunimol? What's Lunimol? It's luminol. Get it right. Emma's kind of scary when it comes to science. Best learn the word and not incite her wrath again. I think this game is making fun of all the times they've misspelled something in the previous games. Because every time I think they misspelled something, they're like, hello, that's not correct. Let us see. Murder weapon. So it belonged to Mr. Latouche. The thing makes normal revolvers look like water guns. Mr. Latouche was a big man. But how about the person who shot him? Wouldn't they have to be about his size? Well, we don't know. No one wants to, you know, bring that up in court. Stack of presents for Lammy. Stars always get the biggest presents. You know, you could give me a present, Apollo. Here, have a piece of candy. Gee, thanks! She must not get a lot of presents. Poor girl. As far as I can tell, there's nothing new here. So does she not want to show me that device again? She doesn't want to let me look at it, or... Okay. I guess not. Let's go somewhere else. There's nothing else to do here. Oh, okay. I thought maybe Lammy would know about it, but I guess not. July 9th, in the wings! That song. Isn't that the one Lammy was singing? Yeah, you're right. The guitar serenade. Wow, I'd love to do a show on stage like this. I'd come to see that. The house is full, and as one, the audience sighs with wonderment. There I am, singing my ballad, rose petals swirling through the air. Not bad. Wait, aren't you a magician? Oh! That's right. I was a magician, wasn't I? Some dedication. Aha! If it isn't Miss Trucy! And indeed it is! Uncle Valance! What exactly are you doing here? I take real responsibility in tasks undertaken. I'm inspecting my equipment of illusion to make sure naught is amiss. Miss? The Lammy teleportation illusion! Ooh! Should anything go wrong, it would reflect poorly upon me and my troupe. As I went about my exacting examination, I happened to notice that piano, and I remembered that fair lady's melancholy melody. Hey, Apollo, maybe Uncle Valent can shed some light on this whole thing for us. First let's look around. I don't think I really had a chance to look in this place. I still can't believe we found Machi and Mr. Latouche up there. Yeah, I used to not like high places. Now I hate them. It's not like it would have been nicer if we found a dead body closer to the ground. Though that reminds me, Daddy's bad with heights too. Huh, no kidding. He took me on a Ferris wheel ride a while ago, you know? Halfway through, his face got all green and he mumbled, "Objection!" over and over. Poor guy. Okay, that's not what I was looking at. Now that's a big instrument case. That's a case for a contrabass. Contrabass, I think. I think you could fit 20 violins in there, I bet. It may look like a violin, but it's a completely different instrument. You could fit 5 trucies in there, I bet. Hey, are you comparing me to an instrument? I wonder who left it sitting open like that. It's one big piano. I've never actually played one. Huh, you should get Mr. Wright to teach you sometime. No good, he can't play either. I kind of feel bad for the guy now. Maybe now's my big chance. Stand back, this could be the debut of a prodigy. Ew! Did you make that noise just now? Let me try it again. You know, I think something's stuck in the piano. Time to take a look under the hood. Huh? Look! This was stuck between the strings. It looks like some kind of switch. Someone must have thrown this into the piano. Switch placed in pocket. Let's give it a look-see. The switch for something, and that's all I know. Looks like a lighter. This switch sitting here, tempting me to push it. Don't! He might blow up the whole Colosseum! Apollo, please! To think that every strange switch triggers a bomb. That kind of old-fashioned crime drama thinking doesn't cut it in our busy times. What? Yes, it does. Alright, true CPI, please enlighten me. What do you think this switch does? Maybe it turns on the electric razor in Prosecutor Gavin's dressing room. A switch as big as a razor to turn on a razor? Okay. Are there fingerprints? Alright, I guess it's... we don't know what it is yet. Look at all the electronics. They must be sound related. Doesn't seeing a bunch of machines like this make you want to just fiddle with them? Can I, Apollo? Please? No, no fiddling! You'll break something. If you're going to make an omelet, you gotta break some eggs. That's what Daddy always says. These eggs look kind of expensive. What about this? Ugh. I think that's all we can look at. Oh, there's another ladder. That's the ladder we used to climb up the stage tower. Oh. Not a moment I'm likely to forget anytime soon. Me neither. I'll never be able to climb another tower again without thinking about it, you know? I'll never be able to climb a tower again, period! Alright, I guess that's it. Lammy's Illusion. I was wondering about the show the night of the murder. Lammy's Vanishing Act was your illusion, right? Indeed! The Purple Prosecutor petitioned my performance. At the climax of the song, he said, "Make her disappear, like a dream." Like a dream. Yet, what can I work with on a stage meant for musical endeavors? There are none of the conveniences of a stage built for sorcerous acts. It was a challenging task, and so I accepted. She disappeared from the top of the tower. But in order to move, you would have had to use some sort of secret tunnel. People come to me because I'm a professional among professionals. My illusions are custom made for a time and a place. Now, because of the murder, all the eyes of the nation are on this concert. Not a bad thing as far as the fortunes of Troop Gramarye are concerned. So, you were here checking up on your trick to make sure it went well. And went well it did! Now, speaking of pianos, That piano over there troubles me. It troubles you? Why? Why? Why did you ask why? I think it's probably quicker if I just go check it out myself. Thanks. We already did. Troop Gramarye! I know what you're thinking in that head of yours. Gramarye, yes, you say. I recall seeing him on television. Something of that sort. Actually, yes, you're right. Wow, he just read your mind, Apollo. Or everyone tells him that and he made a good guess. It was 20 years ago. A young magician, a genius of his time, came down among us. His name was Magnify Gramarye. It was he who began the great Troop Gramarye. At his prime, not a day passed that he did not play upon the screens of every TV there was. I do have a vague memory of someone like that on TV. Yet several years ago, that time came to an end. My troupe pulled a vanishing act. Yes. Cries for magic no longer heard. The TV screen a barren waste, stripped of illusion. That's not true. I still went to all your shows. Like that one in the parking lot down at the supermarket. When you start playing supermarket parking lots, you know you're in trouble. We hone our skills at these small venues, always awaiting our time. Yes, one day we will rise up from obscurity onto fame's shining stage once more. I do this not only for the magic that is Gramarye, but for my partner. Your partner? You mean... Yes, Zack Gramarye. Trucy's father. Before he disappeared 7 years ago, there was no name higher than Gramarye in show business circles. None! I will see us return to glory! I, Valiant Gramarye. Valiant and Zack. Our founder, Magnify Gramarye, was truly a genius. A worker of miracles. I'll never forget the one I saw when I was little. How he made that whole jumbo jet go, what happened to the jet again? Apparently someone doesn't remember it as well as they thought. Of all the would-be magicians who came to his door, only Zack and I had the talent. In no time at all, Valiant and Zack were the shining stars in the Gramarye crown. Cool, huh? Zack Gramarye was my daddy. Now that Magnify and Zack are gone, I have but one wish. Let it be I, Valiant Gramarye, who brings the Gramarye miracle back to the big stage. I'm rooting for you. Miss Trucy, you cannot grow up quick enough. I need your skill by my side. One skill coming up! How do we manage to get off the topic of the case so quickly all the time? Alright, let's show him things. Oops, no, I don't want to check it. Ah, the proof positive of your profession, yes? Yeah. Might I have a look? Oh, what's this? It's gone! Ah! What'd you do to my attorney's badge? Don't be alarmed. Miss Trucy, take a look into your Topit, if you would. Eek! It's your badge, Apollo! What's it doing in there? That was amazing! Wasn't it, Apollo? He called that pouch at her waist a Topit? Is that some kind of magician speak? Words cannot express my shock and chagrin. All I can see before me is the stage and me upon it. Nothing smaller, nothing less radiant catches my eye. True, you're getting on in years. Not much time left to make your mark, huh? This is not how I was seeing it. So he doesn't care about what I have to show him. I get the point. Show him everything. I have this gun. Pardon me? I have no money if that's what you want. No, I was just, never mind. The way he looked at the revolver, what was that? It was almost as if he had seen one before, and maybe wasn't too happy about it. What else will you talk to us about? Whoops! No, not this. I was wondering about this stunt in this video, right in the middle of the song. I didn't see a stunt. Oh, that? I guess I'm so used to seeing that happen I didn't even notice. So young to be so jaded. Simple sleight of hand, a petite... Oh. Okay, we've already spread this. It's against all that is sacred to inquire as to how a trick is performed. Okay, so you tell me how he did it. So you tell me how he did it, Trissy. But I don't know. Come on, you're a magician. Aren't you part of the same secret club? Alright, maybe he'll talk to us about this. Oh no. Never mind. Maybe, Emma Sky will talk to us about it. Or let's show it to her too. Alright, she doesn't know anything. Do you think you could take a look at this? A small device. Looks like a transmitter. A transmitter? You press the switch here and it sends out a signal. No idea what it's for though. A signal? You mean an electronic signal? What is it, Apollo? Say, Emma, you know that strange object you said you found? Oh, this? Let me try pressing this switch. Ouch! It's on fire! Emma's device is on fire! What's the big idea? Ah! It'd be funny if we pushed the button while we were in the next to the piano. Well, now we know what this is. It's an igniter. This part here must work like a lighter. It nearly lit me up, that's for sure. Hey, don't look at me like that. I didn't do it on purpose. I suppose. At least we're getting somewhere with this case. Hey, Apollo. Let's ask Emma more about this switch. Now that she has some first-hand experience. What are you trying to do? Burn me alive? Come on, it was just a few sparks. Says you. You weren't the one holding it. There's enough sparks flying around here just with you two talking. Anyway, now we know this is a remote for an igniter. Let me see that for a second. Well, this is definitely a little transmitter. The signal's weak, probably only reaches 30 feet. A transmitter, huh? Remote trigger updated in the courtroom. Incidentally, if you look at a cross-section diagram of the stage area... Let's see, 30 feet from Lammy's dressing room. That covers the backstage completely. It also looks like it would cover the stage. It kind of seems unlikely that anyone would use this on stage. Forum diagram added to the court record. Guess I'd best be getting on with my investigation. We're off to look for more clues elsewhere then. I feel better just knowing what this thing is now. I'll have to look into igniters a bit more later. Good luck! I'd like to know a bit more about igniters myself. Oh, yay, now we get it. All these little parts, it's pretty complex. I'm guessing this is where the fire comes out. Other than that, good thing machines run even if we don't know how they work. That's what Daddy always says. Not really a saying you want to go around repeating, Trucy. Oh. So I guess there's nothing else really important. Now let's see what she has to say about... Do you think we could take a look at this, Emma? Munch, 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 munch. So she won't say anything additional about it. Do you think we could take a look at this? What? You aren't trying to burn me up again, are you? Who sent you to get me? Who? I'm not out to get you, I promise. Promise? No promise is good enough with you still carrying that weapon around. Try burning me again with that trigger of yours, and I'll throw 100 bags worth of snackoos at you. I've never seen someone munch so furiously. Better stay clear for a while. Alright, let's inquire about these items. Okay, she doesn't know anything. Is anyone in here yet? No. You never know when someone will just suddenly appear somewhere. Stage. Alright, I guess let's bring this to Machi as our evidence that he could be involved, I guess. Oh, July 9th, Sunshine Coliseum. Ugh. What? Come to laugh at the murderer? Darian? Ugh. That old bag opens her pie hole and wham bam, my life goes down the chute. Thanks. They won't let me work while I'm a suspect. Darian isn't in the best of moods, is he? Not many people are these days, it seems. It is a crime scene. Not exactly the happiest place to hang out. Then Gavin had to rub salt in the wound. My alibi's rock solid. Rock solid! Ugh, I really hate this guy. Your alibi. So, about your alibi. Ugh. You have to ask? The shooting happened right in the middle of the third set. That's right. The music was blaring when we heard those gunshots. And found Mr. Latouche dead. I've got 10,000 witnesses who saw me, too. Right there on that stage. Your guitar playing was something else. Thanks, little lady. See? This whole thing's a sham. I can't believe they aren't letting me work. There's no need to yell at me. It's Lammy's fault. She was the one who said she heard his voice at the moment of the crime. Man, I never even talked to that old windbag. How could she possibly identify me? Ugh. They won't let you work? He won't let me work! Gavin says I gotta lie low until the suspicion is cleared. What suspicion? He can't be such a stick in the mud. Oh, he can be such a stick in the mud. Mr. Gavin? A stick in the mud? He may look all flashy and showy, but he's straight as an arrow, man. Except when he's depressed. You hear him whining the other day? Oh, you mean the thing with the mixing board? And then there was that performance just now. What was that all about? This part is off. Which is that? Second guitar. Ah! It was you, Darian. He's just a perfectionist is all. Not a bad guy, really. Well, I think the Gaviners are the best! I have all your albums. The band's fine too. Gavin can write a good tune. I'll give him that. Come to think of it, I haven't seen Prosecutor Gavin around much. Oh, him? He's down at the prosecutor's office, most likely. The prosecutor's office? I've never been there, have I? The data on the victim should have come in from Interpol. Normally I'd be down there dealing with it. Normally. Apollo, let's go check it out. I've always wanted to see the prosecutor's office. Maybe that's not such a bad idea. Right on! Say hi for me, okay? Oh, and screw you. Row! And tell him I went into that crime scene. We'll be going now. Hey, wait. Yes? What do you really think happened? Really? You don't think I did it, right? Well... Great. Way to instill a guy with some confidence. Just remember, I was ripping it up on stage when it happened, okay? Ripping! Don't get led astray by some siren song, okay? Get this one wrong and you'll be eating humble pie for a year. I'll bake it myself. Let's not talk to him anymore, alright? Detective Darian Crescent. He's one stone I'd leave unturned if I had a choice. Okay, he's gone. So I guess we go to the office. Oh my gosh. July 9th, Prosecutor Gavin's office. So, this is it. Look at that tiny guitar on his desk, it's cute. The Gaviner's head office. It's not the band's office, it's the prosecutor's office. Yeah, so that's why I'm asking. What is this creepy thing? Object? Whatever. Looks like Prosecutor Gavin is on the phone. Oh well, I guess we'll have to come back. Or we can hide behind that bookshelf real quiet like. That's eavesdropping. Why? We'd just be waiting. Quietly. So he didn't notice. What if we heard something scandalous about the band? She'd make a good reporter for a gossip mag. What? A replica? So why was he after it in the first place? Yeah, Latouche. Latouche? Look, don't talk to me about those Borginians, okay? Just get me that report. Chop chop! And stop leaving mysterious objects in my office, okay? Beep. It sounds like this when I start to miss Darian. Huh? Hiya. Tee-hee? Just thought we'd drop in. Hope you're not mad. How could I be? There's not enough TV in the world in any case. Have a seat. Prosecutor Gavin, the philanthropist. Watch and learn, Apollo. So, who have you come to see? Huh? Clavier, the head lead vocalist for the Gaviners, or Prosecutor Gavin, scourge of the courtroom? What do you think he means, Apollo? I think he's giving us a choice. We can either ask him about the concert or the case. Which way to go? What's wrong, Apollo? You look confused. I was just wondering where the work chair in this office was. You're looking at my favorite chair right now. That's a massage chair, isn't it? That is an ergonomic— oh. I love the ones with your vibrating rollers on your back. It feels so great. Okay? Did I say something wrong? No, I merely realized the futility of an explanation. What is this? What's that on the plate there? Is that gum? Gum? Maybe he was chewing it when the phone rang, so he put it on a plate for later consumption. You'd think a rock star could afford a fresh stick. Don't jump to any conclusions now. That's no chewing gum. Take a closer look. Although I really shouldn't be offering, should I? What is that? It looks like a lump of plastic. Wait, that phone call. Oh, here's a flashback from 2 minutes ago. Yeah, so that's why I'm asking. What is this creepy thing? Object, whatever. Looks like it's on the phone. What? A replica? So why was he after it in the first place? Yeah, Latouche. Prosecutor Gavin, does this have something to do with Mr. Latouche? Wait a second. You were listening to my phone call, weren't you? Who, us? I tried to stop him, really, but he forced me to. Hey, you were the one digging for a scandal, Mr. Porter. To tell the truth, I'm not even sure what it is. You put 2 with 2 O's. But apparently it's a model of something undercover agent Mr. Latouche was after. This lump? Would you mind telling us what you do know about it? See, that was an impressive bit of pyrotechnics that did this. That's the guitar from the concert, isn't it? I thought it was oh. I never guessed that wasn't the end of it. I had a specialist analyze the guitar, incidentally. Oh, did you find anything out? He didn't have a lot of time, so it's still unclear. But the results he came up with were intriguing. Intriguing? How does that guitar tie into everything that went on? Sounds like something we should ask about. Some books. I want to see this little teeny tiny guitar. Wow, look at that stereo. To me, a life without music is inconceivable. I never turn down the volume, even when I'm working on a case. It's such a huge speaker. It must be really loud. This room is completely soundproof, of course. Really? At my place, I can hear when the neighbors turn their VCR on to record something. Maybe you can get Mr. Wright to talk to them, work something out. And lately, we've been getting complaints about Apollo's voice training. Maybe I'll go have a word with Mr. Wright, too. Is this about the speaker, too? Yeah. This display shows all the evidence for the case. Look, Apollo, he's got 3 televisions! Hey, don't look at those too closely, I'm still sorting out the details. Each monitor shows evidence for a different case. He does them all at once? I wish I had 3 TVs. What would you possibly do with 3 television sets? I may look laid back and relaxed, but in reality, I'm quite busy, you know. I'm living life at turbo speed, doing magic, going to school, investigating cases. But if I had 3 big TVs, I could watch a magic video, do my homework, and catch a crime drama all at once. The first 2 seem useful, I suppose. Can we look outside? The view is exhilarating, yeah? I sit here gazing down upon the city, writing my songs. Try working on cases. It's the same thing. I write lyrics the same way I corroborate evidence. It is a harmony between the logical mind and the primal spirit within. Is it so hard to admit that you know that you like staring out your window and daydreaming? Alright, I think that's all. Let us speak to this person. The case. Ah, that reminds me. Did you see the paper today? Yes! I always read the TV section. Good girl. How about you, hair forehead? I read the funnies. And you will not have seen this. Concert of Tragedy, the prosecutor's deadly song. Ooh, is that a new show? I haven't heard about that one. It's not a show, it's an article. News, you know. Oh, does this have anything to do with the case? Since getting back from the trial, my phone has been ringing off the hook. How does it feel to take a man's life with a song? Have you ever hummed a man all the way to death row? Do you think you could sing for me over the phone? It is endless, endless! Thanks to the case you made today, of course. Oh, that was all Apollo's idea. Hey! Is that a newspaper over there too? Ah yes, the Borginian Daily Bugle. Go ahead, take a look. Thanks, but I can't read Borginian. Oh, that's right. Suffice it to say, this is big news over there as well. Though they didn't go so far as to mention the lyrics to my song. Probably no one in Borginia could believe it. It's probably seen as just a theory at this point. Their journalists didn't see the need to mention it. That makes sense. I hardly know what to think of it myself. Lammy's testimony will probably be in the evening edition, I'd imagine. Which is why I've had Darian step down from the investigation for now. Yeah, we ran into him moping in front of the Coliseum. Lammy was my invited guest, so it is a rather delicate situation. You understand how much I want to solve this case, quickly if possible. I really love that song. It has such a great atmosphere to it. You co-wrote it with Lammy, if I remember correctly? That's right. It was last year. I had gone to tour Borginia's legal system, as a matter of fact. And that's when you heard Lammy's voice? It was at a small jazz club. I wept that night. I knew I had to meet her, to talk with her. So I used my influence, which is not inconsiderable, to arrange a meeting. Wow, prosecutors really have a lot of clout? I think he's sort of a special case, Trucy. Thankfully, she liked the work I did, and we wrote a song right there, backstage. Machi on piano, that dulcet voice. Or dulcet? I don't know how to say that word. And myself on a guitar that I borrowed from Lammy. And music history was made. Probably not an experience your average lawyer would ever have, like Apollo, say. It is a memory I hold dear, and the song we wrote that night was this. And that very guitar is right over there. You mean this charred lump? Don't call it a lump, that's a piece of history. And it's only brown, not really charred. No matter, I shall never sing that song again. I wouldn't have used that guitar again either, even if I could have. What happened during that song anyway? Why did his guitar suddenly catch fire? Do you think you could show it to us? Your slightly burnt guitar? I'm sure he doesn't mind. What more could happen to it? Alright, Lammy's guitar. The strange lump. It was a beautiful instrument. It was played lovingly for many years. A guitar befitting a woman like Lammy. How did it end up here? She gave it to me. I mentioned how much I enjoyed playing it that night, and she made it a present of it. So this guitar is from Borginia? That it is. We couldn't carry it on the plane. Changes in air pressure and humidity ruin the wood. So we vacuum packed it in Lammy's studio. I use a special shipping service available to me for transporting evidence. They brought it right up to my office for me. Pristine and untouched. See, prosecutors do have a lot of clout. I still think he's a special case. Such a valuable guitar. It's too bad it got burned. Oh, okay, we got the guitar now. What was it that you were saying earlier? Something about intriguing results from an examination of the guitar? That's right. What was that all about? Well, you know how guitars have a round hole in the front? It is called the sound hole. Ah, so that's what it's called. Well, they found something attached to the wood just inside the hole. A broken device of some sort. A broken device? Yes, this in fact. The examiner is busy with evidence for the case now, however, so he'll be checking this out once he's finished with everything else. Odd, that device looks strangely familiar. Strange lump. This was found in Mr. Latous's bag. It's apparently a replica of something. A replica? It's a small lump, about 1.5 inches long. We analyzed it, but there's not much to say other than it's a lump of plastic. Perhaps it was to be used in the identification of whatever it is a replica of. You mean whatever Mr. Latous was after? That seems to be the most logical explanation. Well, what is it? Don't ask me for all I... Oh? If you don't want to tell us, you could just say so. I've put in a request to Interpol via my contacts in Borginia, but apparently there's a block on information somewhere along the chain. Oh. Oh? Something Interpol doesn't want to tell Borginia. Something about this little piece of plastic. Mr. Latous went through all that trouble to become Lambie's manager. Just to come to this country to find out more about this lump? And he died for it. Replica added to the court record. I've sent someone to the Colosseum to fetch Lambie. Perhaps she knows something about it, being a Borginian. Alright, let's look at some of these things. Replica of something, held by Mr. Latous. Oh, there's writing on it. Oh, sample. Sample, huh? They think they put a big enough label on it? Maybe it's to keep people from eating it by mistake. Yes, they might think it was an otherwise tasty white lump of plastic. Maybe it's a manufacturer. Sample toys when you can't afford the real thing. Sounds like a company Mr. Wright would like. It's really pretty. I wouldn't say it's white, it's pearlescent or something. I get from Lambie, sent from Borginia. Oh, we can't look at it like this. Let's look inside the sound hole. There's a slightly scorched... there's lightly scorched, and then there's this. It's burned clean through. Yep, it's pretty much a useless piece of junk. It's kind of like you after a trial, Apollo. Which part? The burned clean through? The burned clean through, or the useless piece of junk? Present things. My apologies, but there's no way I'm going to talk details about the case with you. If you want to get my attention, bring me something dramatic. I'm not here to get your attention, Gavin. I'm here to get your information. Has to be one of these. What is it, Apollo? That device that was found in your guitar. Take a look at this. Why, that looks like the same thing. What is it? It's an igniter. Another one? It was at the crime scene in Lammy's dressing room. Detective Sky found it, actually. At the scene of the crime? What could that mean, I wonder? I believe that covers everything I'm at liberty to talk to you about. Oh. Thanks for dropping by, Hair Forehead. Thanks? Why, you gave me so much information. That igniter, for instance? Oh, that. I've never met an attorney so forthcoming with the prosecution. It's a big help. Or perhaps you're just a tad naive. I guess I could have hid it, but somehow showing it felt like the right thing. I could say the same to you, Prosecutor Gavin. Thanks for the information. About the, strange lump of plastic. The one that Mr. Latouche was investigating. Hey, that's right. I've been thinking, Hair Forehead. We encounter many incidents in our lives. All of us. Not all of them simple. Especially not the ones where people are killing to song lyrics. That is why I try to at least remain simple inside. And I keep a simple goal. To discover the truth. That's why I like to keep relations civil, yeah? That is all. I can live with that. Mr. Prosecutor? Fraulein? Can I ask you why you sing in a band? Ah, because I want women to turn and look when I walk down the street. That's pretty simple too. Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got work to do. Another time, perhaps. But he looks like a woman. Let's go to the detention center. July 9th. Detention center visitors room. Damn it. Looks like Machi is in questioning. Huh, the police must have a Borginian interpreter. That's no fair. I wish we could talk to him. I guess we'll have to come back later if we want to see him. I guess so. Hold on, hold on. A security guard. He stands here watching this room. I think the guard is trying to set a record for the longest time without blinking. I swear it says something different every time we look. Security camera is looking at me. Does that thing just sit there recording 24 hours a day? It must use one of those ultra-long play tapes. Let's see if she'll say anything about the new stuff. I'm not sure about that, sorry. I was ripping up the dance floor at the time of the shooting after all. Everything else I've shown to her. July 9th, Sunshine Coliseum. Oh, it's you. You came at a good time. Hello there, Emma. What's up? Either of you know where Lammy is? Well, I saw her in the backstage hallway a while ago. Yeah? That's strange. What's strange? I can't find her anywhere. I was supposed to bring her to the prosecutor's office. Lammy's missing? It's hard to imagine her wandering off somewhere on her own. Being that she's blind and all. Yeah, we'll help you look for her. Great, thanks. Oh. Well, goodbye. July 9th. Backstage hallway. This place is deserted. I wonder where Lammy went off to. I'm sure she's okay on her own. She seems resourceful. I guess, but I can't help worrying about her a little. Let's go in here. Okay. Let's leave here. July 9th, 4:46 p.m. in the wings. Huh? The stage is pitch dark. The power breaker must be off for this section. Great. I'll go get someone. Yipes. It was really dark out there. Dark. That's all Lammy has when you think about it. What would it be like to live in a world of darkness? Hey, Apollo. Huh? What? Doesn't something about the stage seem different to you? Like, something's changed? Changed? I can't put my finger on it, but it's bugging me. Now it's bugging me too. What's she talking about? It is... this, I guess. That's the only thing I can see that's different. It's closed. Hey, that case. Wasn't that open before? Huh, I guess someone closed it. Wait, look! Where the case closes. Something's sticking out. That doesn't look like an instrument. You don't think it's... Let's open it, Apollo! Eek! Lammy! Lammy! Emma! We have to get Emma! Lammy was taken directly to a hospital. Emma ran around barking orders, making phone calls. Trucy just clung to my arm and cried. And me, I was still in shock. 2 bodies in 2 days is too many. July 9th, 5:53 p.m. Hickfield Clinic waiting room. Emma, how's Lammy? Is she okay? Ah, you. We all owe you a big thanks for sure. That's for sure. So, she's okay? Yes, she came to a short while ago. You found her before it was too late. That's good to hear. So, what happened? Someone attacked her. She was struck on the forehead. By who? We don't know. But they hit her on the forehead, right? That's right in front of her. How could she not see... Oh. Right. Would you like to see her now? Is that alright? She wants to thank you for saving her life. Oh, why are you in the lobby? Lammy! Ah, Mr. Attorney, you were the one who found me? Thank you from the bottom of my heart. I'm just glad you're okay. Tell me, what happened? Attacked! It was after I spoke with you in front of the dressing room. I sensed someone approaching. I thought it might be someone come to see me, but they said nothing. When I went to return to my dressing room... You were hit? I knew that very moment. I knew. The assailant was trying to kill me. Act! It was lucky for me the first blow did not knock me out. I turned and ran for the stage. Someone was chasing me. I could hear footsteps. Yet I reached the stage first. Why the stage? I had overheard maintenance people talking. The power to the stage area was off, they said, for electrical work. Ah, darkness is my ally. There was a contrabass case near the stage. That is where I hid, so the assailant couldn't see you. Once in the case, I'm afraid I passed out. Wow, that sounds like a really close call. The assailant. Do you have any idea who it might have been? Unfortunately, no. Whoever it was, they said not a word. Too bad. Yet, when I consider that I was struck high on the forehead, I must conclude that whoever hit me was taller than I am. Good point. She's sharp. And you're much taller than I am. You're about as tall as Apollo. So that means it was likely an adult, and probably a man. Could it be him? But why would anyone attack you, Lammy? The detective asked me this too. And to her I gave the same answer I gave you. I do not know. Whoops, no, I don't want to move. Alright, so she was attacked. Ah, Lammy, I wanted to ask you about this. Do you know what this is? This is what? Mr. Latouche was carrying it. It's a replica of the thing he was after. He was after? You know, in his secret identity, as an undercover agent. So that's what he was doing. You mean you know what? Yes, I know, of course. This must be a Borginian cocoon. Or rather a convincing replica thereof. Why haven't I heard of a Borginian cocoon before? Why would he be carrying this around? Was it some kind of souvenir? I wonder. Sorry, not quite recovered from the attack. She looks like she had a rough day. I'll just put this piece of evidence away for later. Could you read this for me? I don't speak your language. Oh, wait. Alright, I don't think I should show her anything else. The Borginian cocoon. Well, they call it Borginian. It must only be found in Borginia. For certain, all in Borginia know of these. It's a cocoon, so do you get silk from it? I do not know the details, I'm sorry to say. I thought she said all in Borginia knew of these. There's one fact I do know about the cocoon though. Something all in Borginia know. What's that? The cocoons. They're not to be taken out of the country. If someone does and is caught, they will be put to death. To death? Why? I do not know. Yet, if Interpol was involved, I'm sure there's a good reason. But this is just a piece of plastic. He was carrying a replica, but looking for the real deal. That's my best guess. So that's what he was up to. Tracking down Borginian cocoon smuggling. Smuggling! It seems I was marked. Marked? Life changed for me with the popularity of my songs. I began to travel around the world. Ah, so you could have brought those Borginian cocoons with you. On my trips, yes. That was probably the suspicion. And Mr. Latouche was placed as an undercover agent to look into it. Borginia is a small, sheltered country. Not many of our people venture into the world outside. Is that why they suspected you? But Mr. Latouche wasn't Borginian, was he? He was an Interpol agent, which means... What, Apollo? Well, there must have been some reason other countries didn't want the cocoons out. Something scary enough to get Interpol involved. Huh? Like what? How could such a tiny ball of thread cause such a commotion? Cocoon smuggling. And Mr. Latouche had Lammy marked. It couldn't be her. Huh? There's one other person I need to talk to. Thank you for talking to us, Lammy. It was the least I could do. Actually, I have another request. If it is within my power. I need an interpreter, someone who speaks Borginian. Apollo? Would you come with us if you're well enough? I see. Yes, of course. I shall accompany you. Huh? Where are we going? Come on, Trucy. We're about to get to the bottom of this. July 9th, Detention Center, Visitor's Room. Machi, we came to talk to you about the case. Machi. Could you interpret for us, Lammy? Yes. Machi, I'd like to talk to you about when we first met. When we still thought you were blind. Now we know the truth. You can see, right? I was completely fooled myself. Machi, isn't there another secret you're hiding from us? Wait, Mr. Attorney. What do you mean by secret? What do I mean by secret? Well, is he the cocoon smuggler? If I'm not mistaken, you know something about this, don't you? Uh-oh. Hey, you got a reaction. A big one. Machi, you didn't! Trucy and I are trained to see people's uncertainty. Not that we would have needed any training to see that one. Mr. Attorney, please. Lammy, please interpret. Very well. I know you know something about this by your reaction. If you won't tell me, I might have to give it to the prosecution and have them look into it. He asks you to wait. Do not be so hasty. Machi? Do you know everything? Yes, everything. Well, sort of. Have him tell us about it. Very well. Alright. The cocoon! What is this cocoon anyway? The cocoon. The silk is a potent cure. A cure? It must cure some disease. It's a cure for incuritis. A cure for incuritis? Replica updated in the court record. But if it's a cure, why keep it in Borginia like that? Just think of all the lives they could save by sharing the medicine. I do not understand the reasons myself. Okay, well, at least we know what it is. Cure. And Mr. Latouche was after cocoon smugglers. Wait, was Machi? Machi, you weren't... He couldn't be a smuggler. He's so little. Well, you're only 15 and you're sort of a magician, aren't you? Well, that's true. I'm sort of a magician. She said sort of. Oh, to have a copy of that security camera tape. Well, Machi, are you a smuggler? He won't tell me. First he plays blind, now he plays dumb. I wonder... Do you think he brought a cocoon here to sell it to someone? If Machi really did bring one into the country, was he planning on making a deal for its sale? I can't go home. Can't go home? I can't go home to Borginia. I do not want to go home. The penalty for taking a cocoon from Borginia is death. That's right. It's punishable by death. About the case? What about the case? He wants to tell us about Mr. Latouche's death? This meeting's over! Uh-oh. Darian? What do you mean? Visiting hours aren't over yet. There's a call for Machi from the Borginian embassy. This meeting is over. Sorry. Just give us 5 more minutes. We can call them back after that. Sorry, no go. Come on, piano boy, we're leaving. Darian, wait! I never liked you, either of you. Huh? Darn it, we were so close. He was about to tell us. Hey, Apollo. He didn't want us to hear what Machi had to say. Apollo! And there can be only one reason why. Why is everyone ignoring me? Oh, sorry. This is it. I know who I'm after now. It all happens tomorrow. In court! Do 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 do. To be continued.